See here on the screen, we have there will be a two mediums named by medium 1 as well as medium 2. Medium 1 is marked by the darkened area and medium 2 is marked by the blue. So right, so here we may find a medium 1 and medium 2 are sometimes same material and sometimes a different material. According to your syllabus, your third unit syllabus entirely deals with the boundary conditions. So in our third unit, we have a boundary conditions between the free space to dielectric, dielectric to dielectric, dielectric to conductor. These are the three possible cases. So where we have to see the boundary condition for magnetic fields as well as the electric fields. So this is the syllabus overview of your third unit. See here in your third unit, we have to see the boundary conditions. For electrostatic is one, for magnetostatic is another one. So coming to here, electrostatic, either we have subconcept under the electrostatic and we have the subconcepts under the magnetostatics are quite common. So first subconcept is free space to dielectric. Medium 1 is free space, medium 2 is dielectric. That is the case 1. And case 2, medium 1 is a dielectric, medium 2 also a dielectric, dielectric to dielectric. And third case, medium 2 is a free space, medium 1 is a free space, medium 2 is a conductor. So these are the three possible cases. So where we have to analyze a boundary condition. See here, so here I have to consider the electric field boundary condition, which means that, so suppose there is a electric field intensity in a medium 1 into the medium 2, if the field to field 2, so medium 2, what will happen will get increased, or the strength will get decreased, or the speed of the field will get increased, or speed of the field will get decreased. So which means that how the terms come from existed medium. So that is the we can able to find the electric field intensity. With the help of these two, we can able to find the electric field intensity. See, so for that, so I have to see the, see here, let me consider this is the path area. This path can be considered for the two mediums named by medium 1 as well as the medium 2. Medium 1, that is the value A, B, C and D, D to A. And so here, for my convenience, so we can find the normal value as well as the tangential value. So normal value in the sense, for a boundary, the field is doing orthogonal. My electric field is doing to the boundary. That kind of field is considered as normal to normal value can be indicated by En. So this is the normal value which can be belonging to medium 1. So that is what it is, E1n is a normal to the plane which consisting for medium 1, tangential to the plane which consisting of medium 1. So that is what En1 is a normal plane for the medium 1, Et1 is a tangential value for the medium 1. Net value for the medium 1 and medium 2 is E1. E1 is nothing but E1n plus E1t. E1n plus E1t. Similarly for medium 2, so for a medium 2 also it consisting of a net field. So here the tangential value can be represented by E2t and normal value can be represented by E2n and net value can be represented by E2. See here, E1 is nothing but E1n plus E1t. E2 is nothing but E2t plus E2n. So which means that the tangential value for medium 2, E2n is represented as normal value for medium 2. E1n represents as a normal value, normal to the plane for medium 1. E1t represents normal, tangential to the plane of medium 1. So this is the, we have to consider, we have to net field at medium 1 is E1. We have considered the net field at medium 2 is E2. So this I want to calculate here. For calculating, let me represent the a path which is starting from A to B, B to C, C to D, and D to A. A to B is purely lying, it's a length. A to B is a length, and B to C which consisting of a height. A to B is completely lying in a medium 2, as well as the C to D is completely lying on medium 1. And so B2, you see here, B to C can be represented, medium 1 is half plane, medium 2 is the rest of half plane. So that is what the height of the medium 1 is, total height of the line is delta H. So this can be equally split into medium 1 is half, medium 1 carries the half value of its height, and medium 2 carries half value for its height. The height is delta H, the half value for its height is delta H by 2, as well as the delta H by 2. So these are the height of the my line, and C to D can be lying at a medium 1, and D to A also same. See here, there is a path, and same thing we have to consider the flux density too. So for that, let me consider the cylindrical value, so which is placing for both the mediums. The cylinder height will be delta H, same, cylinder height will be delta H. Half of the cylinder will be lying in a medium 1, remaining half will be lying in a medium 2. That is what a medium 1 cylinder height is delta H by 2, medium, and remaining half of the remaining half height for the cylinder is belonging to medium 2, that height is delta H by 2. See here, so that if, so this is a diagrammatical representation. When you go for a mathematical representation, so for a cylinder, let me apply the Gauss law. So that is integral over d dot ds equal to. So let me apply the Gauss law for this. So when you see this, Gauss law is a applicable for applicable for a Gaussian surface. When you see this cylinder, I can able to recognize that there will be a two Gaussian surfaces named by top end as well as the bottom end. So in the top end also we can have the normal value and tangential values, that is a D1n as well as the D2n. So that this electric flux density formula can be applicable for the bottom end as well as the top end as well as the bottom end of my cylinder. That is the limit T tends limit H tends to 0. Top of d dot ds plus bottom of d dot ds equal to total surface is given rho s into delta s. Rho s into delta s. So that is at top end, let you consider this d1n into delta s, and bottom end you can consider the flux density is d2n. So that is d2n into delta s equal to rho s into delta s. So from this, delta s is a common term. You take it out the delta s, and delta s will be cancelled to each other from right hand side as well as the left hand side of the equation. From the given equation to rho s. So this is the magnetic electric field intensity for a cylinder. Similarly, for this path also we have to find the electric field intensity. So applying the electric field value E dot dl equal to 0. So that is E dot dl equal to, let me apply E2 of dl plus E1 of dl. E2 is nothing but what? Field intensity, net field intensity at a medium 2. What is the net field intensity in a medium 2? E2n plus E2t. E2 is nothing but E2t plus E2n. You can substitute those values into here. And E1 value is nothing but E1n plus E1t. You can substitute this value by E1 here. So then you will get a value of F1 E1t. Delta length is delta L. So that is we can applicable for the A to B. And see here, actually this is the integral formula can be applicable for paths of A to B, path of B to C, path of C to D, and path of D to A. So but here only possible paths we can apply for A to B is 1, D to C is 1. So right, A to B and D to C, these two paths can be considered for individual mediums, and rest of the two paths can be cancelled to each other because these two are symmetric. And so that is Et1 into delta L minus E2T into delta L equal to 0. So from this E1T equal to E2T. Whatever the electric field intensity is available in a medium 1 for a tangential, same value can be appear for a medium 2. So because of here, so which means that you consider this the statement. Based on this statement, we can have a concluded that whatever the tangential value will be available for a medium 1, such a same tangential value will be available for the medium 2, which means both the medium 1 is air, means medium 2 also it is air. So this is the explanation of boundary condition, electric boundary condition. And from this cylinder we can find that dn1 minus dn2 equal to rho s. See here, so that is the basic concept which behind the boundary conditions. Let you go for the application of boundary condition. Application of boundary condition, first application can be considered as a dielectric to conductor boundary condition, which means that half of the plane can be considered as a dielectric medium, remaining half of the plane can be considered as a conductor medium. So for the conductor, it may consider the different characteristics. For the dielectric also, it may consider for the different characteristics. So that is, so this one is one medium and this is the another medium. So where we have to find the E1 value as well as the E0 value. So at that time, E1T, E2T equal to 0, dN1 equal D1N equal to rho s. See, conductor to conductor, when you consider there will be a, that is the second application. If you consider there will be a conductor is the first medium and second medium also it is a conductor. So at that time, so we have to consider the tangent normal value as well as the tangential value. So when it is a conductor, let you consider the current densities. So current density is a letter indicated by Jn, right? Because of it is a conductor. So it's a normal value Jn1 and tangential value J1T. So net value is the J1. So here also for a medium 2, medium 1 characteristics will be conductivity of the medium 1 is sigma 1 and the conductivity of the medium 2 is sigma 2 and dielectric constant for the medium 1 is epsilon 1, dielectric constant for the medium 2 is epsilon 2. So that, so normal value indicates n. Whenever normal value means the field can be met my boundary with an 90 degrees, then it can be considered as a normal value, normal to vector or normal to field. So that is why, so Jn1 can be considered as a normal field and J1T can be considered as a tangential field. See, for a medium 2, it is also J2 is a net electric field, net field intensity. J2 can be considered as Jn2 plus J2T. So these two are the net fields. So for that, what we have recognized from the application of the magnetic electric field intensity, so that is E1T equal to E2T as well as dN1 minus dN2 equal to rho s. Based on this, we can have a application. So that is E12 equal to E2T, dN1 equal to dN2 equal to rho s value will be considered as dN1 value epsilon 1 into E1n minus dN2 value epsilon 2 into E2 to n. So which is nothing but a rho s value. So from this I just converted flux density into current density, J equal to sigma E. So from that I can convert the E value into the J's. So that is J1Tt by sigma 1 equal to J2T by sigma 2, which quite similarly Jn1 by sigma 1 plus Jn2 divided by sigma 2 equal to rho s. So from this you can consider the normal value can be common because of the both the fields are the same medium. So either it is a medium 1 is also conductor, medium 2 is also a conductor. You can take out the J1 value, J1n and J12n can be same. So then you can consider the sigma 1 minus sigma, sorry, epsilon 1 divided by sigma 1, epsilon minus epsilon 2 divided by sigma 2 can be equal to the rho s. So this is the condition where we can able to see for, and this is a tangential value, this is the normal value. For a boundary condition when both the mediums are in a conductors. This is the conductor to conductor interface, and this one is a dielectric to the conductor interface. These are the resulted values. When you go for analyzing of like this, you will get a resulted value of this one, E1 equal to U2 equal to 0 when it is a dielectric to conductor. dN1 equal to rho s, only we can find the normal value. We cannot have the tangential value. Tangential value becomes 0 for a dielectric to conductor boundary.